Hey there, it's Jill Coleman here with JillFit Physiques and a little PSA coming at you today. And I know you're not going to really like this because it's the beginning of the year, and so we're all excited about the overhaul and the big plans that we have for 2014. So out on the internet, I hear a lot of people saying things like 2014 is going to be my year. It's going to be the year that I reach my full potential. I'm going to get the body I've always wanted. I'm going to lose 50 pounds, all of this kind of stuff. And you know what? I love that stuff. To me, that's the best. Possibility, potential, doing things that people said that you could never, or maybe that you never thought you could. I absolutely love that, and I totally get on board with that. But here's the thing I do want to caution you about. Research has actually shown when it comes to willpower, it's exhaustible. So what do I mean by that? I mean, as soon as we say, I'm going to clean up my nutrition, I'm going to add 5 days a week of exercise, I'm going to get to bed by 9 o'clock, I'm going to eat breakfast every morning, I'm going to quit having my second cup of coffee. So see, every time we add an additional thing that we're going to either continue to do, stop, do, put into our routine, every time we change that, there's less and less likelihood of us being able to successfully do any of them. Why? Because we only have a finite amount of mental energy to spend on changes, whether it's to stop doing something or to add something into our regimen. So every time we layer on new things to do or things to stop doing that are away from our normal way of doing things, it's going to burn that willpower, burn that mental energy. And so what I'm saying is this: as we come into the first year, I want you to think about how you can take one thing and focus on that one thing for the next 4 weeks. This is called the one change method. So here's an example. How would I do this with nutrition? So say I'm someone who eats, kind of a not so good diet, right? Maybe I eat sandwiches and chips at lunch, I have cereal for breakfast, and then at night I have pasta and all this other stuff. So that's not too bad, but a lot of people would consider that, quote unquote healthy food. Cereal, a sandwich on wheat bread, and maybe some chips, baked lays, things like this that we kind of think it's healthy, but they're not necessarily fat loss foods, right? So how would you do this? Instead of being like, okay, I'm going to give up all of that and I'm going to do this meal plan that this expert gave me, instead of that, what I want you to do is take out a piece of paper and actually write down what you eat on a normal basis. So not what you think you should eat, not what's a healthy or a fat loss diet, just write down what you would normally eat, left to your own devices, what you would eat. Write that down. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take one of those meals, just one, and change it. So if maybe you have cereal every morning, instead have a protein smoothie or have some, eggs and turkey bacon, right? So those are two options that are a little bit more fat loss friendly than cereal. Is cereal bad? No, it's not necessarily bad, but here's the thing. It's really much higher in carbs and lower in protein. So what's going to happen is mid-morning, you're going to be much more hungry, have much more cravings, and you might see some tanks in your energy. So it's not that cereal is unhealthy. Some people could do fine on it. It's just that it's not the most fat loss friendly option because you're going to see changes in hunger, energy, and cravings versus having a protein smoothie with maybe some berries in it and some spinach, and then maybe having some eggs and a bowl of berries and some turkey bacon. Having that protein is going to sustain your energy a little bit longer so that by the time you get to lunch, you're kind of ready to make a better decision versus you're kind of already starving by the time you get there. So take that one thing, that breakfast change, and just focus on that one change for the next 4 weeks. Don't even stress about lunch, dinner, snacks, vending machine trips. Don't even stress about that stuff. Just focus on getting better at choosing a better breakfast. That's it. So that by the end of 4 weeks, it's automatic. You don't even remember that you used to eat cereal, right? So that's what I want you to think about. This is called the one change method. I know you want to do it all. I know you want to add in the workouts, you want to add in the cardio, you want to do more, and you want to get to bed on time. And believe me, there's no reason that you can't do that by the end of 2014 if you just use the one change method. Change one thing at a time to the point that you get really, really good at it and it becomes automatic. Why do you need things to be automatic? Because when they're automatic, they take 0 willpower, right? So as soon as it's automatic, now you're good to go. Now you can start on the next thing you want to do. So maybe you're like, all right, I'm going to look at lunch. I usually get a sandwich and chips. So instead, I'm going to practice for 4 weeks choosing a salad at lunch. And I'm just going to get really good at making my salads taste amazing so that I actually want to eat them, right? So it doesn't need to be disgusting. It needs to be something that you enjoy. It needs to work with your personal preferences, your psychological sensitivities, and it also needs to work with your physique. So if you have a huge salad at lunch with, protein on it, maybe you have a sprinkle of cheese on it, maybe some bacon bits, maybe some avocado, some healthy fats that keep your energy sustained throughout the afternoon. Now you're in a place where at dinner, you're in a better place to make a good decision at dinner. So can you see how this works one change at a time? Then maybe by March, you have your nutrition is tight. You've already lost inches, you've lost weight, you've lost body fat. Now let's ramp up the workouts, right? So then maybe that's the next thing to do. So could you see over a year how you can change multiple things within the next year, but you can't do it all at once. And the more things and more tasks and more to-dos you layer on over each other, the less likelihood you have of being successful in any of them. So, but if you do one thing at a time, you have almost 100% chance of likelihood of being successful in it. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I know it's hard. The first of the year, we're super excited. We want to come out of the gates really strong, but I just want to caution you on that and give you an alternative way, a different way to think about making changes in the new year. So hopefully that helps, and I'll see you soon.